excited to be getting started. Big week for our program with 3 games in 1 week, and started off with a conference game is certainly unique. Don't know if I love it, but it's here anyway. So need to get ready for it. Excited to get back into Little John and start playing again. Our guys have worked really hard here in the fall, and pleased with I think how we're improving. We do have a young group that still has a lot to learn, but I think their approach every day has been really good. They've been fun to coach, and I'm just excited to kind of see where we are. And certainly playing against Virginia Tech, we'll get a feel right away with where we are as a team this year, what we're doing well and what we need to improve. So again, a big week with 3 games, and know Coach Sweeney and his group got a lot going on, but hopefully our fans will get out and support us on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday.
Right, what do we know about Nick? Sorry, what do we know about Nick? Is he going to be able to play or what?
Yeah, not yet. We're still waiting. No real news to report. Just got to be patient here. Hopefully this week we're going to find something out for sure.
As hard as it is to get ready for an ACC opponent in the opener, is it that much harder when you've got an entirely new starting lineup and a brand new coach?
Yeah, even with our team, just so many new faces, and I didn't think our freshmen played great in the exhibition. I think you can see some nervousness and some anxiety, and just guys who are trying to get used to playing college basketball and back playing in front of crowds. So we have a new team, and there's a lot of pieces that we're trying to put together. We're dealing with some injuries and all those kinds of things, and then obviously you add on to that the challenge of playing an ACC team like Virginia Tech in the first game, and they're going through some of the same things we are. They've got pretty much a new roster with a new group of guys, and the challenging thing is, it's a little bit what Coach Sweeney always talks about with football is we're kind of going in blind, which is rare in basketball. In basketball, we usually have film on our opponent, and so you can game plan a little bit. They may have some on us from the games this summer, but we really don't have any on them, and so we're kind of going in a little blind. We certainly know how Coach Young does things and have a lot of respect for what he did at Wofford. He's a terrific coach, and so we're trying to look at some of that and see if it'll be similar, but it does make it challenging when you don't kind of know exactly what you're going to face.
How well do you know Mike Young, and kind of what are maybe some of the attributes normally what his team brings to the table?
I know Mike well. We're good friends, and we've known each other back when we were assistants. He was at Wofford and I was at Wilmington, and obviously have kept in touch and spent a little time together here, even during my 10 years here in the upstate. His teams are, I think his philosophy of coaching is very similar to mine. I think he believes, primarily man-to-man defense. Very, very much his teams are tough and tough-minded, share the basketball, and he still runs some motion principles along with set plays for his best players, and they take care of the ball, and they just don't beat themselves. You have to attack them and beat them because they're so fundamentally sound. And so, he's going to do a good job there, and we know we're going to play a team that, has some similarities to how we do things.
You mentioned you don't know how you feel about starting the year with an ACC team. What are some pluses and minuses of doing that?
Well, when you're playing 20 games, you do have to. You got to get some in November and December, and I do think that can be good from the standpoint of interjecting some life into your non-conference portion of your schedule. I do think, I'm hopeful that our fan base is excited about the game and an ACC opener to come watch, and so I think that is good at times in November and December to play a game like that. The fact that it's your first game and you don't really have film, I think it's a serious detriment, and it's different. That makes it different than any other game. Even if you play somebody December 8th, like we go to Florida State, we're going to have a month's worth of film on them, and they're going to have a month's worth of film on us. And so, the game is pretty important when you go to the end of the season and you start looking at standings and all those kinds of things. And so you'd rather have information and kind of have all the games similar in that way. And so I think that's certainly a negative.
Coach, 6 for 23 from 3-point the other night. How much of a concern is that after losing guys like Reed and Mitchell?
You know, it is, but we didn't shoot as well from three. You know, Shelton just had a tough year and you know, was hurt really most of the season and just probably didn't play as well as he would have liked. So we know that the 3-point shot is going to be important. We shot it well in our close scrimmage game. We did not shoot it very well against Anderson. I do think the line being a little bit deeper is going to make it a little bit more challenging for certain guys, and I don't think the percentages will be quite as good as they have been. But we certainly think that's going to be a factor in our success, and you know, we're going to need to shoot a little bit better than we did against Anderson. Yeah. No, yeah, it's obviously it's an important game, and having had the experience of playing in Italy with this group is helpful because it's not the first time that we're putting on jerseys and playing together. We've had some guys in lineups that we've seen and liked, and it was a little bit different in that we did have Nick Honor, and you know, he was a guy that really helped us, I thought, over there. But there's no question that having had the experience of Italy is hopefully going to help us get off to a good start here early. Seems to be. Yeah, I think you know, we're optimistic that Jonathan Bear, maybe in December at some point, hopefully early December, would be able to come back and help us. And Clyde seems to be progressing well, and it's, you know, early January would be my guess if things continue to progress like they have. I think both guys are doing good things and progressing nicely. So keep our fingers crossed. I think so. I mean, it's still early enough with Clyde. Maybe you could go a week or two one way or the other. But there's still a lot that has to be done between now and then for both guys, really, in terms of dealing with contact and, you know, is there going to be any ramifications to the injuries? But I think right now we feel good about both guys. So training staff, medical staff's done well.
How do you treat the situation with Nick until you find out what's going on? Like, are you planning if he's not going to play or how?
Yeah, right now we haven't. You know, he's been on our scout team for the last, you know, 4 or 5 days. Just hasn't been a guy that we've been able to give reps to because we know we're not playing him probably in the, or doubtful that he would play against Virginia Tech. Maybe we'll hear something later today or, you know, tomorrow. You know, if something good news happens, he'll be able to adjust quickly. He's practiced enough with our group that, you know, that won't be hard. But, you know, we've had to make some changes, and we've tried to do that a little bit here for the last month, just anticipating that things may not go well. And so, you know, you got to plan accordingly.
You have a starting lineup for tomorrow that you're ready to review?
No, not yet. Still tinkering with a few things. Want to look at one more thing here in practice and see how we go. All good?
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, everybody.